There we have it, the Realme Watch 2, a smartwatch not a lot of people know of, and that's why I'm here. Hey folks, my name is Leonard and you are watching the Product Reviewer. So last week we talked about the Pro version of this watch, and now we're checking out the base version and see what this watch has to offer. So before we start with the video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me tremendously in the YouTube algorithm. Also, click the notification bell to always be notified whenever I upload new videos. So we will split this video up in a few different parts. So we're going to talk about the battery life, the features, we're going to talk about the specs, navigation, and the design of the watch, and for last, the features that we give with this. So without further ado, let's waste not any more time. This watch will only cost you 60 euros, and for that price you get 2 weeks of battery life. So for the last 4 days, I was wearing this watch day and night, and the battery life dropped down to only 50%. So you actually not get the promised 12 days and only 8 days. And I was not even using this watch too much. I only did 2 workouts for a total amount of 90 minutes. My brightness settings were on 50%, and I had the heartbeat tracker track my heartbeat 24/7 in 5-minute intervals, which is, by the way, the shortest interval time that you can choose. So you do not get the promised 12 days and only 8 days, but overall I would say it's still very good. As for next, let's talk about the features that you get with this watch. And first up, the sport modes. All in all, we get 90 different sport modes. That's quite a lot, but you can only have 10 of them on your watch at all times. If you want to have any other sport modes, you have to change them in the Realme Link app. But with 9 different sport modes, you can imagine that every major sport is covered out there. Now, next up, we have the SpO2 tracker, and unfortunately, this does not track your SpO2 value all day, so you always have to do it manually. Next up, the sleep tracker, and this one is not the best. I mean, it's not that accurate on when I fell asleep, but therefore when I wake up. That's why the sleep duration isn't correct as well. But besides that, it tracks your deep and light sleep as well as your time awake. And based on all of that, it gives you a score on how well you slept last night. In the app, you can even see your stats for the last week and last month. And the same applies for the SpO2 tracking and the heartbeat tracking. Now, just to complete the list, you also have a stopwatch, a timer, you have alarm, a guided breathing session, you have a weather widget which shows you the weather for the day and a little forecast for the next 5 days, and of course you get a music player. So let's see how accurate this watch is. And first up, the step tracker. And this one is a little bit on the high side. It's always on average 10% more than it should be. So if you have this watch, just subtract 10% and you are good to go. Now, as for the heartbeat, is a little bit more complicated. So we have to split that up into the workout heartbeat and the daily heartbeat. The workout heartbeat is always a little bit on the lower side, but overall not that far off. As for the daily heart rate, the watch only gives you a heartbeat range, which isn't that great for tracking. And in addition, it is way too high. It also randomly jumps over 100 beats, even though I'm just getting my breakfast done and doing nothing else. But I mean, we are still talking about a 60 euro budget smartwatch, and I think that's something that you should expect if you buy that one. As for my last point on this list, let's talk a little bit about the specs and the navigation on this watch. The Realme Watch 2 has a 1.4 color touch display with a decent resolution of 320 by 320 pixels. One thing which looks a little bit awkward is that you have a rather big black stripe on the top and bottom of the screen, which makes the screen look like a little bit as if it has a frame. But besides that, you have one physical button on the side with which you can turn the screen off and on or go back to the home screen. Now the case itself is just made out of plastic, just like the back of it, and we have a glass front. As for last, this watch is IP68 waterproof and is rather bright if you turn the brightness on this watch all the way up to the maximum, so it's even no problem to read the screen in even bright sunlight. Now the navigation on this watch is easy. Just swipe up to get to your apps, right to your quick panel, down for your notification, and left to get through all of your different tiles, like the daily activity stats, heart rate, weather, and the music player. And that's it for the video. I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I have also covered the Pro version of this watch already on my channel, just in case you are curious. Now, with that being said, see you next time. Peace.